Hey guys, Did22 here, and we're back on SmackDown. This show is brought to you by MuchGames.ca, Insomania Game, and the McGrumps, among other sponsors. But up next is a Battle Royal, and it will be for, well, it says the ECW Heavyweight title, but it's really supposed to be the 24/7 title, held by my very good friend LPGrodus. And for the sake of time, we're just going to introduce his opponents before we start the matchup. And we have Daniel Bryan, the guy on the far left. On the far right, we have Jack Swagger. Next to him is Alberto Del Rio. And then who else do we have? We have... Well, for one, we do have a new wrestler making his debut. And then I forgot who the last one was. His name escapes me right now. Oh yeah, that's right, McButternugget John. And those guys, the challengers, are going to look to get a hold of that belt. And of course, the rules are very simple. The last man standing wins. However, the championship can change as much as 5 times to ultimately nothing. And everything in between. So in other words, if LPGrodus, who is the champion now, gets pinned, then whoever pins him is the champion for the time being. But of course, whoever wins the Battle Royal becomes the champion for a while, until someone else challenges them. That's practically how it works. So with that said, and without wasting any more time, let's get ready to rumble. So yeah, we had to skip the entrances because they would run a little bit too long, and plus we really don't have a lot of time. So we want to get this done. So yeah, we have LPGrodus, who is the mandatory #1 contender for the heavyweight championship of the world. But he also holds the 24/7 championship. So we're going to see how Grodus does against 5 other men. But of course, those same 5 men could go after each other in their quest to get the championship. Anyway, match underway, and we have a new wrestler. And in fact, the champion, Grodus, is going right after him. Or should I say the other way around. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Wolfbane. And there's a lot more to this guy's story than meets the eye, but for now, all you need to know is that this guy is a very tough guy. Kind of a bully, if I do say so myself. But with that said, though, he is a former heavyweight champion in at least 2 other promotions prior to coming here. So this guy is not a joke by any stretch. However, he does have some baggage, and you'll know more about it when the time comes, but for now, we have Wolfbane. And in the meantime, we have the 2 wrestlers, Bryan and Swagger, facing off against each other, which then leaves McButternugget John in the red suit against Del Rio. So yes, this match will continue until only 1 man is left in the ring. And a release German suplex onto John. In fact, John wrestled a long-standing match, and the fact that he is in this match just goes to show how tough the man really is. And I mean John. And a sleeper slam onto Del Rio by John. And a whip in the corner goes John. But of course the target is LPGrodus, as he is the 24/7 champion. And a couple of punches right to the face of Grodus. And of course Grodus is taking on Wolfbane for the first time, so he does not know what Wolfbane is capable of, and vice versa for many of his opponents. Excuse me. But, I mean, Grodus is hanging in there against him. Oh, nice twist of fate onto Wolfbane. And a nice crossroads a la Cody Rhodes onto Del Rio. Meanwhile, Daniel Bryan is doing a number on Jack Swagger and a rake in the eyes. And of course, being that he is Wolfbane, he would use those, quote, sharp claws on anybody. So true to Wolf style, I mean, that's exactly what he would do. And now, wait a minute, Grodus now has him in a hammerlock. And by him, I mean Wolfbane. And let's see if if not the Toad, excuse me, the Frog can subdue the Wolf. But can he? That's the question. Is he going to do it? And unfortunately, Wolfbane had to tap out. I guess he severely underestimated the ability of LPGrodus, and that's a big mistake, again, that anybody can ever make. You don't want to underestimate the Frog. You just don't do that. Because that's exactly what he's going to do to you. And that's make you pay. So Wolfbane is gone. But again, there's a lot more to him than meets the eye. In the meantime, Bryan going right after Swagger. And then one right to the head. And then a kick to the face by John. And now wait. 1, 2. No, kick out by Swagger. And now, wait a minute. Daniel Bryan going for the yes lock. The yes lock. One of the more devastating submissions by Daniel Bryan. And Swagger, unfortunately, was no different. He's suffered just like many others that have ever been put in that hold. So Swagger is gone, so now we're down to 4. So now we have the champion, Grodus, against John. And then you have the two real-life wrestlers in Del Rio and Bryan going at each other. A DDT onto John. On a nice spine buster. And I'll tell you one thing, ever since LPGrodus lost that long, beautiful hair that he once had, he's definitely developed a mean streak. And now, wait a minute. Uh-oh. LPGrodus. Frogs. No, wait. He went for the frog splash. The frog splash did Grodus, but John countered him, and he just leapfrogged a leapfrog on Grodus? And is he going to win with this? 1. No. But I cannot believe that John just did LPGrodus' own move against him, and that's the leapfrog. I was so shocked that I couldn't even get the words out. Wait, 1. Okay, a kick out by both Grodus and Del Rio. And an inverted Russian leg sweep onto the Swedish superstar, the Swedish Frog, and a spinning neckbreaker onto Grodus. And now it looks like John could be moments away as he delivers yet another leapfrog onto Grodus. And he calls that, I forgot what John calls it, a spinning neckbreaker onto Grodus, but... And while that was happening, Del Rio tapped out to the crossface from Daniel Bryan. So Del Rio is gone, and now wait a minute. 1, 2, no, kick out by Grodus. But now we're down to 3, so it's going to come down to who teams up with who and what the strategy ultimately becomes. Yeah, and it looks like both challengers are going to go right after the champion. I figured, and why not? I mean, if they can win a championship at the champion's expense, they'll do it. 1, no, kick out by the Frog. And a whip in the corner goes the Frog, and then a drop kick onto the Frog in the corner, and 1, 2, no, kick out by the Frog. And a head scissors takedown by the Frog. But as that happens, John goes in and delivers an arm drag to the Frog. And, I think the Frog is pissed. And a double backbreaker onto the Frog. And, nope, kick out by the Frog, LPGrodus. Oh, nice facebuster onto John, and then a dropkick onto John. McButternugget John, that is. But as that happens, Daniel Bryan goes for the kill. Then a facebuster onto Bryan, and then a dropkick onto Bryan. Oh, but Bryan fights back though. And another spinning neckbreaker onto the Frog. One. No, kick out by LPGrodus. Now Bryan goes for the cover. One. No. I mean, between these three men, I would have to think that Daniel Bryan is in a great position because, well, he is a wrestler and... Wait, what's wrong with Grodus? Oh my goodness. Grodus has just been busted open. And Daniel Bryan takes the pin. 1, 2, 3. And the loss of blood was too much for LPGrodus to overcome, but he'll live to fight another day. But in the meantime, we have Daniel Bryan and McButternugget John. And a suplex onto John. I mean, both these guys have played an excellent battle royal. I mean, they kept to their guys. They kept it one-on-one. They didn't try to start too many fights. And for that, they are in the finals. 1. Wait a minute. Is he going to do this? He's going to go for the McGrumps jackhammer. Is that enough? 1, 2. No. Kick out by Daniel Bryan. And now it looks like both men are tired. And now let's see what's John going to do. A knee right to the sternum of Daniel Bryan. A left, another left, and a right, and that last shot busted him open. Is that enough? Oh, and I almost forgot to mention that since Daniel Bryan was the one who pinned him, Daniel Bryan is the champion, but of course John can beat him to win the championship. 1, 2, 3. And John has won the match and is the new champion. The 24/7 champion. Or who knows, maybe he was already champion. I just didn't pay attention to who pinned him. I just know that the winner and new 24/7 champion is John. And for him, he walks away as the champion. I congratulate him, and I have to say, John, you are definitely the man. Not the tan man, but the man nonetheless, and the leader of the Gaming Odyssey. Folks, that's that's another match down. We have more matches coming up right after this.